Hello my lovely ravens and welcome back to my channel. So for this video I want to take you along and build the fireplace that is in Dumbledore's office. And this is one of the placeholders that I created at the very beginning of the build of Dumbledore's office. I am going to make a base first by layering two pieces of this thin-ish cardboard on top of each other. I'm gonna cut out two pieces. And then I'm going to create the back of the fireplace, which is curved, from a piece of cardstock that's here. The corrugation runs this way, which means it will curve around this area here. And then I'm going to build up the front, the sides, and then the slanted top. What I also want to do, I will insert a photo somewhere in the screen where you can see that there's two, I think they're phoenixes sitting on either side. So I want to have two little phoenixes sitting on either side like it is in the photo. Plus I want to make a like a Hogwarts crest at the top of the fireplace, because I just think that adds a little bit more to the office that is Dumbledore's office. Let's cut these pieces out and then I will start making that back piece as well. And here we have the two pieces cut out. I'm just gonna glue them together. This is Fabri-Tac glue. You can use any glue you want, but this grips just really fast. Just gonna clip that together till it sets. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining right now, which is the perfect kind of weather to be crafting indoors, I think. Let's take these clips off. This is my clip bowl that's always sitting on my desk. Now this is all stuck together. Kind of have a look how high I want this thing to be. So I had to grab another piece of cardboard, which is the same kind of cardboard it's from a trolley. And this whole thing is going to be 30 high, but that's the entire length of the fireplace. So this will be the base, and then it will be about that high, and then it will slant back into the wall. And I'm just following the lines of the corrugation because that is straight. Now I can measure out roughly where that 30 centimeter mark is. So at least I've got the height sorted. But now I'm just going to roll it to shape it, and then we can cut that. There we go. We've got the back wall of the fireplace. So I'm going to glue that on with hot glue. So now this is attached. It looks a little bit flimsy, but it will be glued against the back wall of the office eventually when it's done. So it needs to follow that curve of the wall. So that's what I've done. And now I can build up the sides. So this is the width I want it to be, which is the width of the side. Should probably be a little bit less because we glued that thing on top. So there, which is that about an inch? That is about an inch. Yeah, because so my ruler is 1 inch wide, which is great. This is the same height because that's what we just cut off. So what I can do now is I can cut 1 inch. And another 1 inch strip. This needs to be about 13 centimeters high. 13 centimeters is basically where the slanted part would start. So this will be the rest of it, which is the top, which is going to be slanted, just like that. So I want to cut straight down the middle of this strip. And then we have two parts that we can place on either side. There we go. Those bits are on. So to make this a little bit stronger, I'm going to cut out 2 more pieces of this piece, like I did with this, and then cut off a tiny bit so I can accommodate the extra room it takes up to place this on there, because this is going to be sitting inside there. And that is going to give it the correct shape. And after that, we can glue on that part, and then I'll work on that part. Of course, I turned on my camera too late. I just put some hot glue, and now I just need to do the sides here. And now that's done. So now I need to find a piece that's big enough to fit in there. Not quite. Nope. Alright, let's find a piece in my stash. Hey, look at that. That fits. So should fit that way too. Yeah. So this is how I can shape it to that right shape. Just gonna attach it here. And here. And here. Mark out where I need to cut it. There we go, slanted top. Now remember, I measured this out as being 13, but because I glued in that underlayer there, which is as thick as that, I had to cut off the tiniest little piece, which is basically the width of what I added. So this will now be the base that I'm working with for the sides. And it will curl out a little bit here and then go down and out again. So I'm just gonna grab a piece of cardboard. There we go, that fits perfectly. And now I'm gonna draw out the design there. I think that looks about right for the side of the fireplace. And yes, this is deeper because I want to add an extra bit there. So as you can see, well, or not. This is basically the base, and then I've extended it a little bit there. And I've measured if the sides fit on. So I'm just gonna cut 2 of these out now and then attach them. So here's the ledge, which fits perfectly. Now I just need to attach that. Thing is with hot glue, once it's on, it's on. Like you can't really take it off. Now for the side parts, they need to be a little bit wider as well. So I have to cut out 4 and then put a strip of cardboard at the front, and then that will give me the width. So this is one of the sides, which is not glued in yet. You can see it's a little bit off, but that's okay. I'll just fill it up with hot glue, and then I'm gonna go over with tissue anyway, so won't see that in the end. So there's 2 layers of cardboard again. Then I'm gonna cut out another one that will sit there, another 2 for here, and another 1 for there, and then put in between those 2 cutouts, I'm gonna put a strip of cardboard, so that would give it the thickness of that I want the side columns to be. I've got all the pieces cut out, and now I said I was gonna put a like a strip at the front, but I think if I just place them next to each other like that, it gives the thickness I need it to be. It doesn't need to be super thick, so it doesn't need to be like that. I think this will be fine. So I'm just gonna put it into place, and the same for the other side. And I think then we have a fireplace that we can decorate. All right, I think I'm done. Well, with the shell that is. So I just did that horizontal beam here. It's just a piece of cardboard that I stuck on. And now I want to put bricks here and cover then the entire thing with tissue paper. So what I will do for this one is basically the same what I did with the first tier and the third tier base floors, is use simple foam. It's just craft foam. And then I'm gonna cut that into bricks and then attach the bricks individually. Okay, I've got all this bricked up with foam. Feels really nice because it's foam is soft. And now I've got all this tissue paper ready, but before I'm gonna do that, I'm going to fill this up with hot glue. I've got some strips of cardboard here so I can smooth it out. And we have a fireplace. All right, I am now going to apply all these tissues with my PVA glue and water mixture. Now that this is mostly dry, I'm going to move on to some black Mod Podge. So this is basically just matte Mod Podge with some either ink or black acrylic paint. And I'm using that on this project because the main walls that are in the background of that tier also have this layer of Mod Podge, and I want to keep it all in the same color scheme. So there we go. Okay, time for painting. I am just using my grey stuff that I've mixed before, and then all of these neutral color paints to paint on this fireplace. Basically using all the colors that I've used for the walls as well. So far we've got this, which is all done and dry and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to sculpt the birds. But what I also want to do, I want to put the Hogwarts crest here. I think this would be a perfect size. For those of you new to my channel and don't know, I like to sculpt with Sculpey. Although those videos never seem to do really well, and I don't know why, because there's more of that coming in the future. Anyway, for this purpose, I had to reverse the image. So this is the reversed image. As you can see, this is the original dragon, snake, eagle, badger, and that's opposite here. And I had to reverse it because I'm going to trace this with pencil, and then I'm going on a slab of Super Sculpey original. This is what I would like to use. I'm going to transfer that image onto the Sculpey, just so I have the imprint, because it's so intricate and delicate, and this way I don't have to struggle. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's a great technique. I don't think it's cheating at all. I don't have fancy laser printers or laser cutters or 3D printers or resin printers. I don't have any of those fancy machines. I have a black and white printer that can print me this image. So I'm going to transfer that on a slab of Super Sculpey Original, and then I'm going to sculpt that and carve it out. I don't think I need this much. I think I need about half of that, but yeah, I'm just gonna condition that first. And conditioning means kneading it and then making it pliable, and then I can work with it. So my clay is now nice and conditioned. As you can see, it doesn't take me a lot of effort to apply this. And I always do it in batches so I can more easily squeeze it with my hands, because it's really tough to work with otherwise. I'm just gonna put this through the pasta machine on the thickest setting, and I might even layer 2 lots of that on top of each other. So I've rolled it out, and this is the thickest setting, so I'm going to double it just so I have that thickness that I want. So now what I need to do is, this is by the way a glass plate that it's just from a frame, an old frame that was gonna go in the bin that I got from someone, and that person wanted to throw it in the bin, so I said I'll have them just for the glass plate so I can bake my stuff on there, and I can work on it too. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna trace with a pencil, and preferably you would use a 4B or even a 6B, just so you are sure that the graphite is gonna transfer properly. So I think I have traced everything. I'm just gonna slightly trim it. Now the fun part of transferring this one. Just gonna grab my bone folder and just slightly press it down. It worked perfectly! Look at that! I'm just kind of stunned, to be honest. Look at all the detail that it transferred. This makes my life so much easier.
So let me just give you a little voiceover whilst I'm sculpting. I did say it would make my life so much easier, but I did sculpt this in 2 parts, as you can see. I did all the detailing of the main crest first, and then made the second back part for those details, and then put the middle part on top. It makes it a very dimensional piece, and I absolutely love it. Like every medieval school, Hogwarts has a motto. It is written in Latin on a ribbon beneath the shield. It says, Draco dormiens nunquam titilandus. Now, without googling what this means, let me know in the comments down below if you know what this means. In the top left section there is a line which belongs to Gryffindor house. Gryffindor values courage, bravery, nerve and chivalry. The house colors are scarlet, red and gold. The top right section has a serpent which represents Slytherin house. Slytherin values ambition, cunning, leadership and resourcefulness. The house colors are green and silver. In the bottom left there is a badger for House of Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff values hard work, patience, justice and loyalty. And the eagle in the bottom right is for Ravenclaw house. Ravenclaw values intelligence, learning, wisdom and wit. The house colors are blue and bronze. I am only sculpting half of the phoenixes, as that is all you will be able to see. The tool I'm using here is the 2mm circle shape tool from Little Funky Flames, and I will leave the link to them in the description box below.
With a rock, I'm just gonna apply some texture to these bases. And then put a little indent and bake them. So of course I want to add some lights to this fireplace, because you know there's no fireplace without a little fire in it. So what I need to do here is basically just, this can basically just sit in a coil there, and then on top of that I'll build some logs with some cardboard. So the only thing I need to do is make a hole somewhere there. And these string lights, you can find them in the description box below. So I've got a listing on Amazon, no extra cost to you. It will just give me a little bit extra to keep my channel running. It's an affiliate link, but no extra cost to you. So now all I have to do is pull that through. Attach this to the back for now. There we have it. Some lights in the fireplace, and then what I will do, I will wrap some orange tissue paper around it, around the lights, and then they glow orange. From some tissue paper, orange tissue paper, I'm just cutting some little strips. Wherever I can find a gap, I'll just go around them. And then I attach it with some Fabri-Tac glue, or you can also just use a glue stick, or even hot glue for this. Just tear off the excess and just wrap it around. So here are all the lights wrapped with the tissue paper. I did the same when I made Snape's office, and I did it the same when I made the Gothic Christmas diorama last year. And the same again here. It gives a great result. Now these are done baking, and this one is still a little bit warm, so I'm gonna put that on the side. So what I will do now is I will apply some bacon bond to secure them in there. And I'm just gonna build up that rock around that base. It kind of looks like flames in the movie, like rock flames or carved out flames, but I'm just gonna make it look like rock. So I've got all the little logs here, so I will paint them. But before I do that, there's like this little grate that sits in front, or where the logs lie in. I have this curler from the dollar store. I don't use curlers, but I thought they would be handy for some kind of miniature project, and here we go. But if you cut this Velcro stuff off, then you end up with this. And if I cut this open, eesh, wow, that's hard to cut. So I might have to re-glue that back with some hot glue to make it stand out a little bit more. Got my hot glue on here and it's still warm, so then at least I can adhere this to the floor, and then that's the grate that sits in front of it. Alright, so I just painted these logs. They're out of screen, I know. Yeah. I just painted these things, and then I thought, I'm pretty sure I have some twigs still in my stash somewhere, so I'm just gonna break this up and put them in the fireplace instead. Still some black on my brush. I'm just gonna brush on some black soot. Gonna add a few of these like fake ones. Gluing the lights to the floor with a paintbrush, because why not? So these ones are just basically filler for the lower part. And then whatever is on top is what you actually see. That's what it looks like now. I'm really happy with this. It looks really good. And I think I'm gonna go for my like dark rock like that to like a coppery kind of feel. I think that would look nice. And of course the Hogwarts crest, which I can now take off because it's completely cooled down. There's just some graphite left, but that's okay. Looks a bit muddy right now.
Here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that Dumbledore is an old 18th century English word for bumblebee? Rowling stated she imagined him flitting about the castle humming to himself. Let's have a look what the final fireplace looks like. And this is it for part 10 of this video series. I hope you did enjoy the build of the fireplace. Next week I'll be back with you with a very highly requested matchbox and back to Dumbledore's office for the remainder of this month. Please check out my social media in the description box below, and if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and of course become part of the Raven family. Thanks so much for watching, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.